This is the Mercedes EQ EQS 450 Plus, Mercedes' longest and most luxurious EV to date.
Plus, it's got the longest range of any EV in Singapore yet.
And we're going to put all that claimed range to the test.
In CarBuyer Singapore's most ambitious production yet, the whole team consisting of Derryn, Ju-Len, Ben, Lionel, Luke, and I are going to see if that quoted range of 762 kilometers lives up to its name.
What could possibly go wrong, right?
Ju-Len, 2% already.
2% and I got this warning message again.
Before we get into it, the EQS is basically the S-Class of EVs and Mercedes' flagship EV.
We covered more details on the two variants from our other videos. You can check them out here.
Buy or sell your car now with CarBuyer Singapore and check out the latest automotive content with us. Before we put that claimed range to the test though, let's find out exactly what we're dealing with here.
Well, according to the spec sheet, Mercedes claims the EQS weighs more than 2.4 tons. That's like double the weight than a regular car. I bet it's gonna take a lot to move this car.
Well, let's find out! Move it along, boys! Up front in the cabin, it's super sleek, super spacious. You have your big infotainment screen like in the new C series, and you get tons of storage space. You get cup holders here and USB ports. And there's even a little like nick here for you to store stuff under the center console. And something interesting is that the gear lever is similar to a Tesla. It's on this stalk right here. But of course, most important thing for me, as you know, is to see how easy it is to hook up your phone to the infotainment. So let's do that. This looks very intimidating, so let's go slowly, okay? As I see phone, no device connected. Okay, I press the Bluetooth. Easy. So you press the Bluetooth logo and you can press connect new device. Gotta go to settings on your phone, go to Bluetooth, turn that on, and there it is, MBUX, Kimbos. Confirm, you pair, allow, use CarPlay. Accept and start CarPlay. See how long it takes to actually prompt CarPlay, yeah? And we're in! That was very easy. 10 out of 10. Perfecto.
If there's one thing worth mentioning, Mercedes sure knows how to produce a luxurious EV.
I mean, look at me, I'm already getting my grubby little paws all over it, especially over the center console. Look at that. You pull it down and you get a wireless charging pad, and a nice little compartment for all your trinkets and stuff.
But back to the comfort bits, this car has too much to even begin with. There's even ventilated seating for both rear passengers.
And you get to adjust your seating position just like in the Bentley. And just like in the Bentley, you get beautiful little pillows. It's like I'm flying SQ.
And there's even a console right in front of us, which is touching distance, when you can adjust, you know, your temperature of the AC, which you have two vents right here for rear passengers as well.
And you get a sick moonroof because you can. Because why not? Because it's an EQS. But because it's an EQS, let's find out just how comfortable this car can fit 3 people in the rear. Let's bring in
CarBuyer's Ben Chia. Hey Ben. So right now we have 3 people in the back seat. So how does it feel? Is it very squishy?
Actually, for me, I have quite a good amount of space. You know, I've still got a lot of space in front of me and up here. But for you, you're 1.8, so how's that like?
Honestly, very, very comfortable. Legroom is super, super luxe for me. Headroom as well, you know. Ben, how do you feel?
I'd rather not be a passenger, but I'll like to drive instead.
Can we?
He wants to drive! Let's take this bad boy out on the road.
Yes! Okay, let's go. Alright, so now Ben and we are off for our drive. In the cockpit we have Captain, Lieutenant Colonel, Mr. Ben Chia. Ben, say hi.
Hi.
So Ben, what is one thing that you like about the EQS?
I like how quiet it is. Like EVs are usually silent because they have no engine, but this one is exceptionally so. Like you literally cannot hear anything at all.
That is true. Interior of the cabin is super quiet. Is this, would you say this is the quietest EV you've been behind the wheel so far?
I think definitely so. It's definitely the quietest EV I've experienced.
What are actually like plus points, you know, you would say for a very quiet EV or a quiet car?
I guess it's peace. Like you get insulated from all the noise outside, and then maybe after like a stressful day at work, you just want some peace and quiet, and I think this gives you that. So look, you want to know how quiet the car is?
Yes.
Pick up my phone.
Okay.
So just for reference, an average noise level of a normal surrounding is about 60-ish. So you can see it's right now it's about 50 or 40. It's equivalent to a quiet library.
The lowest was 48.
Yeah, that's
Wow. Wow, okay. Well, that's a very, very good way to test. Yeah, I didn't know you had this on the whole time. Sneaky man, Ben Chia. Nice to know. Wow, that's actually, so technically it is below the average, like what you said, you know, interior cabin noise of an
Yeah, it's
of a
definitely
car.
quieter than average.
This actually feels like a library, you know.
Yeah.
If it stops at, I don't know, this car stops at a traffic light, I could like pretty much, I could take like exams in here, you know, people can have like O-levels in here. Can have the examinations. This is so quiet. Ridiculous. 48. I think the lowest we recorded was 48.
So look, now that you're behind the wheel, what do you think?
Well, like finally, you know, I was in my seat without my passenger screen, Ben. How could you? Well, okay, like I mentioned earlier on when I was in the back seat, you know, it's super luxurious. I think this car, yeah, it feels, it has a wow factor. For me, it's definitely this screen right here, you know, which comes with MBUX, you know, 17.7 inch infotainment screen that has all of my controls. However, okay, my only drawback, honestly, is the fact that it might get a little bit too glary at times. So as a driver, you know, when you want to look at all your controls, or when you want to make certain controls, it gets rather very glary, especially when you get the sun bouncing off in your face. However, one thing that I must say that I do like as well is you get amazing themes. For example, for my 12.3 inch screen over here, I can change, look at this right here, I can change my different settings. For one, I got classic, sport, as one that says understated. Let's try that. Whoa, you know, it looks really, really cool. Very futuristic as well. And one more thing I also do really like about the EQS, especially for infotainment, it's how easy navigation is. For example, you know, if I were to hit on the home screen, you know, it shows you everything that you need to see. You have all your apps, everything, you know, it's very well built. It's very straightforward. You know, you get exactly what you need to see, and the size-wise, I would say it's as big as an iPad, you know. You get to see everything that you need. And, you know, just like any other newer Mercedes, the EQS comes with a voice control system, which, yeah, let's try it out. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help?
How's the weather doing today? How's the weather?
There will be thunderstorms in Singapore with temperatures between 26 and 33 degrees.
Wow, that's very intuitive. We can even try, Ben, do you want to get coffee?
Sure.
Hey Mercedes.
Here is what I found. Where do you want to go?
Wow, she's listening the whole time. Wow, this is very impressive. Literally hands-free, you know, you don't have to worry about touching or searching, especially when you're driving, which is can be very, very dangerous.
Okay, I'm going to run you through how the EQS drives. Now, although the team already showed you this now how quiet it is, let me repeat, this car is really quiet. I could fart in this car and everybody would know You know, I mean, like if the guy in the back left seat farted, it would be you. I know who did it because it's so damn quiet. And you know, if I'm talking to the passenger, I don't have to raise my voice. This is so refreshing in a car because usually cars have lots of tire noise, there's lots of air noise, wind noise, but this car doesn't have any at all. And part of that is due to the aerodynamics, you know, 0.2 CD, one of the most aerodynamic cars around. I'm going to take it up to 90, speedway limit, the highway limit. And it may or may not come out in camera, but to my ears, this thing is totally freaking silent. There is no noise at all. The only noise is me. But on the other hand, it's also quite easy to drive. The visibility is decent, even though we've got raked A-pillars, but the windows are quite big. The view at the side is good. There's nothing really blocking my vision. The view at the back is a little bit limited, but that's normal for a car of this type, the fastback kind of styling. And this car has air suspension and all-wheel steering, so it's really easy to drive in tight corners, really go around, rotate around the corners, especially when you're parking. This car is like 5.2 meters long, but actually quite easy to drive. And although in comfort mode it does wobble a bit, I think you can hear that I'm going over the expansion joint just now. In sport mode it gets a little bit more tight, but it's still obviously a car that is very, very dedicated to comfort. And of course, this is the rear-wheel drive motor version. I think we got about 300 plus horsepower, so it's decently fast. It's not hair-raisingly fast, and unlike some of the other EVs, I actually get 2 flavors of sound. Now let me try and dig through the menu here and find it for you. There we go, settings, vehicle, sound experience. So there's 2 flavors of sound. I'm going to try it for you right now. The first one is Silver Wave. So it's Silver Wave. It sounds pretty cool. The whole technological ghost thing going on. Woo! Okay, let's try the other one. Let's try Vivid Flux. So vivid. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, so that's pretty funny. So it really gains speed very, very easily, very quietly, and just like an S-Class, this car just melts the miles away. I could drive it for hours and hours and hours, which is what we're gonna do, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see how far it can go.
Now this car is so quiet that it's very easy to appreciate the 15-speaker Burmester audio system. Besides the 15 speakers, there's actually 15 amplifiers and 710 watts of power. It's a $6,400 option on top of the price of the car, but we think it's well worth the money because, well, the car is so quiet, you can really enjoy the sound quality of it.
I am finally behind the wheel! Okay, I don't know what everyone else has covered. It's been kind of a round robin thing, but I want to talk to you guys about the lights, okay? It is obviously a very spaceship-like interior up here, and these lights really just add to it, giving you that Star Trek vibe. And you can choose, obviously, the theme of lighting you want. I've chosen Miami Blue, I think that's what it was called. And one nice thing about these lights is that if you when you have your blind spot warning on, right, you signal, if something comes up next to you, these things will flash red. Or if you accelerate, the lights will also start to flash red, so they're accelerating. If you turn the temperature down in the car, they'll also kind of turn blue to show that you're going a little bit chilly, you know. But another function that these lights have is that they do tend to do that whole spaceship thing, which is just pulse and change and kind of go like you're in Zouk, you know, before National Day, right? And it's actually quite distracting if you are driving in a much more stressful situation, or maybe just driving period, you know. These lights can be a bit distracting, but the good thing is you can turn them off.
Okay, so it's my turn in the Mercedes EQ EQS. Can you believe this stuff? 5 colleagues have taken the car for a drive, and together they've managed to cover 156 kilometers, and they've left me with 71% of the battery to finish. So it looks like I'm in this for the long haul. But I have a theory. if you have to spend a lot of time driving a car, it should be A, either very, very comfortable, which I think this is, or B, very, very fun to drive, which I think this might be as well. So let's find out which one it is. Okay, so to make this work, I'm on the highway and I just worked it out, right? I have apparently about 485 km left in the battery. So if I stick to the highways and I do like 60, 70, I should be done in like 6 hours. So I've got a long haul ahead of me, but I tell you what, there's no better car to do it in because this car is just crazy quiet. Like the loudest thing by far is the aircon. The seats are super supportive and it's just so sort of silent and comfortable in here. I'm sure some people have described it like a living room on wheels, but I can tell you this is much better than my living room. So I'm going to spend the next 6 hours here and see how we get on. So the whole CarBuyer team has been driving this car for 14 hours. We've covered 688 kilometers and we apparently have 38 to go.
38.
Yeah, so you and I are going to ride around for 38 kilometers and then one of us is going to have to push.
Push?
Yeah, I mean once
car?
you're at zero, what are you going to do, right? Do you have a license?
Yes.
Oh man. I was going to say, since you don't have a license, you can get out and push.
Oh, we can call a tow truck.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey Mercedes, how much battery do you have?
The battery is charged to 2%.
How much range do we have left?
You can still drive 17 kilometers.
Okay, check this out. I got a warning that says drive performance reduced, charge high voltage battery, and it's red, so you know they're serious. And there's a little turtle here.
So it means you have to go slow.
It means I can only go slow, I think, because I'm at 2%. Let me just try and accelerate hard, see what happens, okay?
Okay.
You ready for this? Full
I hope.
throttle. Oh no, it's only maximum, not even 40%. Okay.
So you're not allowed to go?
So it's, yeah, oh man, if I need to get away from like terrorists or something, I'm screwed because, yeah, it's, okay, so I guess what's happened is it's cut the performance to save battery because the idiot behind the wheel has managed to run the battery down to 1%! 1%! Did you get it?
Yes.
1%. Okay, now things are getting serious. Okay, Kai, this is it. Get your phone out or whatever you use because we're at 1%.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's
Why
zero.
did you say yes?
Why did you say yes? We're 0%. We're still rolling. We got, oh my god, we got 3 kilometers left. So, Kai, decision time. Do you want to go until 3 turns to 0? Or are we happy that we've used up the battery of this car? I mean, we're at 0%.
But we can still drive 3.
So drive 3. The 3 is to help you, like, I don't know, pull safely off the road, I think. Oh,
Was it? Oh.
I don't know.
You're having anxiety now.
I'm having anxiety, so is the car. I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do?
Should we just go charge? Or should we go one few rounds?
No,
Okay.
I think, you know what? I think we set out what to do, what we wanted to do. Let's go and charge the car. Let's hope we make it safely past this junction. Yeah, but look, it's at 0%. I can't change the screen, so I don't know how far we've gone. I can't wait to find out how much we got out of one charge in the Mercedes EQS. So let's go plug this baby in and we'll find out together. Okay, we made it. It actually literally says 0 km now, which is as perfect as it gets, right? So I'm just gonna plug this thing in and then we can all breathe a sigh of relief together. So we're actually back to where we started, but after more than 15 hours of driving, the Mercedes is getting a much needed break and many electrons, and we have covered a grand total of, drumroll please, 720 kilometers. Now, that is actually slightly short of the claim of 770 in some countries and I think 762 here in Singapore, but I think it's still mighty impressive. Now, we did do most of that on the highway, but we also didn't do crazy things like turn off the aircon all the way. So I think for the average EQS driver here in Singapore, high 600s or maybe even low 700s should be easily achievable, which means you should be able to drive this for about 2 weeks before you have to get anywhere near a charger. Along the way, we found out that this car is not only really spacious inside, but it's also super quiet on the go and super comfortable over long distances. So I think whatever you think about the Mercedes EQ EQS, it's fair to say that with 720 km from a single charge, this is the long distance champion of the electric car world in Singapore.